Welcome back, everybody. Kirk, doobsnax, Dubé, along Josh, Zoinks, Hiebert. We've got some action for you. Juicy Timis versus brain melting in front of me right now. Help me out.
Yeah, they're up against Freelo hunters this game.
Excellent. We've seen them. That's Sanji anchoring that squad, Fire Truck, Bolby, Gek, and Slash Can. And of course, we just watched Juicy Timmy's as well. So we're going to be on that side of the coin here. We're going to be watching from the purple side. That's Giant T-Man, Alisite, Later Tofu, Vermilion, and Mad Buddha. And we've seen them go back to the comp that they had this past game where they've seen success. Mad Buddha dishing the Charizard and picking up the Cinderace, and of course Giant T-Man pitching the Wigglytuff, grabbing the Snorlax as they work through their way in this bottom lane.
Yeah, we just spectated Juicy Timmy's last game, and honestly, I want to give a huge shout out to Later Tofu in that game. I mean, when they were able to push those goal zones, they had a lot of sustain coming out of that Venusaur pick, and I think that was really giving them an early edge. But now they're up against almost a mirror comp on the other side. Just the Snorlax and Mr. Mime being a little bit different is going to really throw off their game a little bit unless they adapt quickly.
How do you feel about that matchup? We saw Bad Macro Flipbird against Snorlax, Mime versus Snorlax versus the two best teams, TTV and Bad Macro. How do you think that lines up here in this match?
It's just going to be another case of those, do you value team fights or do you value kind of spike damage? And in this case, I'm really excited. Both of these teams have really good proven track records in this tournament so far. They're winning a lot of games, so either one of them is able to perform at best. It's maybe not even stylistic difference. One is better than the other. It's who can execute better on the strategy they want to run. So right now, I just want to see out of a big T-Man, I want to see some good engages, but more so than that, I want to see the jungle following up on those huge amount of CC that they can perform out of.
Yeah, we saw Zero Aura last time. They're sticking with it this time here for Freelo Hunters. I'm not a huge fan. I haven't seen it be too large of an impact, so I'd like to really see Bolby cash in on things like Discharge, really be a spike damage for the team here. But what are your feelings on that, just kind of the jungle matchup between Cinderace and Zero Aura?
I'm excited to see it, honestly. I think Freelo Hunter's best looks were with that Zera Aura pick, and I just think that the amount of dive potential that Pokemon gives them is going to be huge. If you are that Cinder on Juicy Timmy's side, you should be fearing for your life, especially when Zera is in your jungle at your home bit goal zone trying to push you.
Good night. We're watching them, and that Zera Aura does go down, but that was kind of a two-player push. Sanji and Bolby pushing into the jungle here, taking Vermilion kind of off the, taking their eye off the ball here as they're forced to just kind of battle in their jungle, and so is Alisite rolling up. But now that just kind of leaves an over pressuring here of the orange team, Freelo Hunters, in that bottom lane, and we're going to see if they can convert onto maybe Later Tofu, maybe get some points in. A good barrier there is going to allow Gek to get some points, and that's plus 19 for them. And here comes Giant T-Man, a little bit slow to the go here, and getting isolated very, very quickly. And you got to think that was part of their strategy when Gek put that wall down. Gek on the verge here, needing to flash out, and not down yet, which seems like that paid dividends. Bolby identifying Mad Buddha. They're able to get a berry. Sanji diving them, though, and now darting back and forth onto Vermilion as they are KO'd and sent back to the spawn point. And now Gek Okami is coming back off respawn, getting ready to roll down for that Dreadnought.
Yeah, that Freelo Hunter's dive is going to be their token gameplay right now. This is their key to victory, and they are going to execute on that as much as they can. You saw that Lucario went in to go help his best buddy Cinderace and was just completely removed from the game. And look what it does for Freelo Hunters. Their positioning is great. However, Juicy Timmy's being aggressive, pushing them off this Dreadnought, and gets them the spike.
Absolutely, Vermilion TV able to close it out, and that's the third Dreadnought we've seen them take by themselves here today as they are able to lock it down. Yes, they got, some of their players got KO'd in that effort. However, that's a 1 KO. They're chasing the other one. Gek is not going to make it out of this. You can't imagine Vermilion eyeing them down, chipping them in. That's a 2 KO streak for them as Juicy Timmy's feeling themselves a little bit, down on the scoreboard by 102. However, they got to feel very confident how that exchange went. They're up on levels here. Only Ivysaur lagging a little bit behind, so you want to see them catch up. But Bolby sitting there with the Snorlax looming. Alisite KO'd here by Sanji as Freelo Hunters getting a bunch more points in and still keeping that 100-point difference between the two squads.
Yeah, the number difference you can see at the top of the screen. You can also see it on the mini map. Both goal zones, tier 1 gone for Juicy Timmy's, which is going to give them a little bit of that Autono farm for experience, but Freelo Hunters isn't going to give that up for free. We got Sanji trying to do another invade, take some of those Autonos, and it's really forcing Juicy Timmy's to be reactive. They're not letting, Freelo Hunters is not letting Timmy's decide where they want to play. They're saying, no, you have to react to us and play our game. And so far, in terms of point differential, it's really working out for their team.
Yeah, all goal zone standing here for Freelo Hunters. Sanji making that quick retreat, getting blocked out by Giant, and they're able to take the KO onto Sanji, and now they're trying to bully Bulby here as a Unite move comes out from later Tofu, and Venusaur coming in with Petal Dance Blizzard, and Gek coming in trying to do a little bit different as they're pushed out by the Snorlax later Tofu, pressuring up the lane here with that Petal Dance and working their way back around into the fight. Slash Can on the verge. Okami coming in, and they're getting bullied a little bit, and now it's 4 on a scrambling 3, but nothing turns the tides faster than Sanji, who immediately comes in and is trying to bully backwards, and Juicy Timmy's forced to retreat down 109 points here as that Lucario Vermilion is working on Rotom by themselves.
A huge team fight where the end result wasn't decided by KOs, it was just predetermined by the teams. They saw their HP pools and decided, know what, fine, you can have that Dreadnought because we know that our top laner, we got someone to be able to take that Rotom. Vermilion's able to just solo secure it, so they at least trade that. Rotom for Juicy Timmy's right now is actually a really good option, making them that point differential being so huge gives them just a slightly better chance to catch up before Zapdos fight, so they are not playing on the back foot.
Level's not too bad if we're looking at both squads here. However, the scoreboard, 124 point difference, as you can see. Good defense. No goal zones have gone down here as Juicy Timmy's not able to capitalize on that Rotom getting sent down the lane. Bulby babysitting pretty well up top. Alicite able to get 6 points in here with a little bit of defense by T-Man with the block as they're chasing down Sanji. And now they're getting bubbled back a little bit, and Petal Dance coming in with Blizzards. Bulby on the chase for Vermilion. Vermilion makes it out unscathed. Gek and Bulby peeling down here as that's another block as Sanji is isolated from Mr. Fire Truck, and now they're pushing to the goal zone, and points look like they might be going in here, and that's a KO streak of 3 for Sanji, and that's putting your team on the frickin' back as they are able to get some work done in the goal zone despite being down in player v player numbers here. And now Buddha and the Venusaur pushing in and trying to put a little bit of impetus back into their hands is Juicy Timmy's.
Yeah, that is a rare case of a split push winning on both sides. Freelo Hunters just trusting in their ability to individually outplay the other Pokemon in lane, using their abilities to just shut them down from a distance and actually take the bot goal zone as well as putting pressure on the top one. Really impressive. Sanji and Bulby, the DPS frontline for Freelo, are showing no fear in this matchup. They're going in with the absolute trust that they will have the backup. Now, we're only 15 seconds away from Zapdos, and right now, all of the positioning is over to Freelo, but it looks like Vermilion might have some sneaky backcap ideas in mind.
Yeah, they're working their way there, and you could see all of Freelo Hunters went and sent the Rotom down the lane. That's very important. As I've mentioned, that splits where you have to be. Do you try and backcap? Do you try and defend the Rotom? Or do you go to Zapdos? If that Rotom gets in, that's essentially a free Zapdos for Freelo Hunters, and you see how important that is as this fight is breaking out. Petal Dance, Unite moves, everything's coming down, but holy smokes, Juicy Timmy is getting mowed down. Are they going to get a 5-pack here? They are working on Vermilion so hard, they take them down. The whole squad is down, and they're just going to dunk in their face, straight ducats. No respect.
Oh,
you can't stop this as the Rotom is sent all the way home. And are they going to take Zapdos as well and try to make this a 1,000-point game? That's the only question left, as no way, Jose. They say we're not going to get disrespected like that again. Cash it up, cash it in, get us out of this one. Let's go to game 2. And that was a huge skill disparity there in the last 3 minutes, perfectly executed by our orange team here, sending Rotom down the lane, changing up where the priorities lie, and settling all of Juicy Timmy scrambling. And holy smokes, Sanji coming through with that Lucario.
Oh yeah, Sanji, and shout out Bolby as well. That DPS was terrifying. At that end, I honestly, we saw the Venusaur putting up later Tofu, putting up a little bit of a fight, able to spike that Mr. Mime off of Freelo Hunters, but it didn't matter. That mine was just to break open the door, whereas the other team came in and swung with that game plan, that huge damage burst value that they can provide, and they swing in and take that team fight. Not to mention, that team fight opened the doors for Rotom to slide all the way into the home base and to dunk around 400 points. At that point, there's just no way. Even with the Zapdos play, your whole team has 50. I don't even see you winning the rest of that game. Incredible stuff.